Hello everyone, my name is Isai, and today we're going to learn about how I added some documentation to my API on Express app. And this API is for temples. So let's see. We first have here our Express app. We can go ahead and go to temples, and here's actually where I used the Swagger documentation. So let's go back right there, right there. We are using Swagger UI Express, and what Swagger is a interactive API documentation which helps you um, do calls directly in the browser. So, and I'm gonna show what it looks like later. But here we go to temples. This is how you need to implement it with the Swagger code. It's mostly almost like just uh, instructions to this for the Swagger to be able to create the right thing. So here we go ahead and give some components. We give it a schema, and this is how our data is going to look like whenever we add more data. When we want to create another temple in the API or update a temple. And here we go. This is our first call. It's only a get request. We get the list of temples. So this is to find all the temples in the API in the database. So then we have the next one. It's another get call, but this get request, but this one is actually about finding just one temple. And as you can see here, we need to use the temple ID. And when the temple ID is in the path, um, that temple ID is going to retrieve a temple with a different database. So you're gonna make sure that it's in this format. Okay. And the last one is going to be a post, which is going to be creating a new temple. So same thing here. We do want to make sure that whenever we send the request is populated with something, and it's going to use the schema to create that. All right, so now let's go look at what that looks like. First, just want to show that this is the MongoDB database that I use. I created for temples, and I just populated with a bunch of temples just for information. I also uploaded the code to GitHub, and then from GitHub, I connected it to Render. So we're going to be looking at what Render looks like. Our, our API looks like in Render. So API docs, and this is the Swagger UI. So we can look how we get here our requests, and we can actually do a request live here in our browser, which is pretty awesome. So we just click that, try it out. For the get, we don't really need any parameters, so we just execute, and we get all the temples from our MongoDB database. So pretty cool. Now let's try the next one. So we're gonna do a post. We're gonna create a temple this time. Try it out, and we're actually gonna add different data. So here we're gonna do 101. Then instead of this name, we're gonna use Fredericksburg Peace Temple, just because that's where we're from. That's where we are right now. And then we're gonna say it's gonna be in Fredericksburg, um, Idaho, USA. Okay. And go ahead and say that it was created today, 10/24, 2024. All right, so let's make that. And it's added to the database. It was successful. All right, so now let's go look for that temple in specific. We're gonna use now the get just a single temple using the ID. So here we're gonna use the ID of 1001, execute, and we are able to get the temple that we just created. So everything's working right. So that's all I had to share with you today. Thank you for watching.